Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another reaction bit. What was I calling these? Live audience? Armchair Detective? I guess this is more of an armchair detective. I don't know if I will actually go through the effort of making two different thumbnail templates so that I could separate the difference between armchair detective and live audience. But this definitely is more of an armchair detective, a classic armchair detective. This is 3D Workers Island. This is from, I believe, the creator of Petscop. It is not a video. It is sort of just like a click through, just see sort of like ARGE, but it's all confined within this little story made of images. It kind of reminds me of like Internet Story or some of the other classic bits and pieces there. So I will warn you, I have seen this through in its entirety, but it was a very, very long time ago, and I only touched it on a surface level. I did not watch any videos. I did not, go deep diving into the ARG. I just kind of flipped through it once to see what it was like, to see if it would be good enough for a series. And I ended up getting invested enough that I just finished the whole thing. But it was a long time ago, so I have a vague idea of what this story is about. But I might have forgotten a lot about it. All right. So we start with this website, Internet Explorer. Clearly very old. Is this XP? I want to say this is XP. I don't know if we have a date on here. I don't see a date anywhere. 3DWI dot SCR discovery pages. This is obviously a NeoCities, or sorry, a GeoCities site. We've seen many, many of these before across all of our different content that we've done. This freeware screensaver, and of course we've seen many, many pages like this when we go through NeoCities or Wibby or all the other stuff we go through sometimes. The full title is 3D Workers Island, but most of us refer to use its file name instead, pronounced 3D Whisker. I see. I get you. In 3D Workers Island, 6 characters interact on a tiny island with complex and unpredictable results. Every session tells a different story on the island. Here's a screenshot of 3D Workers Island. Many have found it compelling on levels both technical and emotional. T2's top software gave it a 10 out of 10 score. I don't know if that's a real website or a character in the story. And wrote about its characters. You will find yourself relating to them and understanding them. They might even confound you and anger you at times. The original source for the program is unknown. It was discovered at 3D Screensaver's Palace, one of the many aggregated sites for screensaver programs. We have a couple of more stuff here. We see download. I don't know if that's going to be a download for the screensaver itself. We see characters. Amber, Holland, Pat, Joe, Grace, and Rebecca. Here's the rest of the page. Oh, there's other topics, objects, intermissions, history, worker AI mysteries. Um, Internet, the owner of that website by his own admission, sourced it from a similar screensaver aggregate and could not recall which one and has not been found. Classic, classic. It's like trying to find the source for something on Pinterest. See the history page for a detail of discovery and spread, as well as the development of this website. We recommend trying it for yourself and downloading it from the download. Okay, so it does have it on the download page. And the events that occur in 3D Whisker are not scripted. They unfold dynamically, and every session is different, which means you are guaranteed to see things that none of us have seen before. If you discover anything interesting, send us an email or create a thread. But do not treat this as a place for tall tales. It was created by me, Pat Lawler, or P. Lawler, and the technical side is run by Singer. So here's our first characters here. Already making a connection that Pat Lawler, there's a character named Pat in the 3D Workers Island. Interesting, interesting. Connecting the dots, one might say. Here is the download. I'm not going to read all of this out loud. I will read if I see good stuff. So here's the T2 and then 3D Screensavers Palace. So this is the two links that they found, the two aggregates that they mentioned. Oh, Windows 95 or later. Is it Windows 98? I don't know. Windows 2000? I don't know. Okay. We're downloading it. This is, you're choosing to download file from this location. inst3d we.exe from 3D Whisker. So install 3D Workers island.exe from 3D Whisker. What would you like to do with this file? Save file to disk. Okay. Nothing shooting out at me. Windows desktop. Okay. Welcome. This installation program will install 3D Workers Island. Thank you for installing my program. Click the next button to start the installation. You can press the cancel button now if you do not want to install 3D Workers Island at this time. Okay, cool. Okay, please spread the word online. It would be much appreciated. Also, please consider reading the readme.txt file because it includes a lot of interesting and useful information about the screensaver. That'd be where I'm going next. Yep. Experimental screensaver for PCs with advanced worker simulation. Okay. Oh, but it's also a program. Were screensavers always also programs, or could they only be run as screensavers? Geometry quality slider. Adjust the detail of 3D models. Simulation quality. Adjust the worker simulation rate. That's interesting. Did they always have settings? Maybe they always had settings. There are 6 characters on the island. Their names are Amber, Holland, Pat, Joe, Grace, Rebecca. I have no idea if those match up to the names we saw on the website. I'm going to assume they are. Find out who's who. Reference to the character card that appears in the startup. Worker simulation. Workers are an approach to computation. 3D Workers Island takes advantage of resources in the world. Welcome to the world in the computer. So it's because workers are an approach to computation is a true fact. There is something in parallel processing called a worker. I wonder if that's on accident. Like a creative guy doing fiction didn't realize he was talking about a real technical term, or if there's some sort of connection there. It kept going, but we didn't see it. Also, nice Energy Star logo. I thought that was cute. Screensavers. I said the screensaver. Okay. So booting up. Radio Workers Island. Pat. Rebecca. Joe. So Pat's a girl. Pat Lawler. I guess Pat Lawler could be a female name. There's nothing about that. Yeah, I recognize some of them. I recognize one in particular. I wonder what's gonna happen with that one. Okay. Teal watering can, write that down. That's Joe, right? Joe Mama. Is he watering the ocean? I don't know. Okay. World. Okay. The discovery boards, yeah. They mentioned these forums earlier. So we're in 1999. So this would not be XP. This would not be 2000. This would be 95, right? Windows 95. Okay. It kills that Johnny Castaway thing my uncle thinks is. I wonder if that's a real one. That might be a real one. That'd be a cute addition. The awkward intimacy that looks like hugging sometimes and other times look pornographic, frankly. Huh, we're gonna have sex? Sex in Workers Island? Holland just put her face inside a tree. Epic. Okay, so there I see the doll. You can see my cursor, right? Okay, good. Joe Mama, Amber, Rebecca, Pat, Grace, who is interestingly farther away from the rest of them. I don't remember this. Is Holland? Is that the only one I didn't mention? They have this. Okay, I'm trying to see if I catch anything off key here. She's still off by herself. These two are talking. She's eating a burger. Okay. Still off by herself. She has a doll now. Joe is looking out at the ocean. She's kind of looking away now, too. She's still flipping the burger. She's eating. Still away. They came back. They're still talking. Still eating the burger. Look, the burger's going down. That's tech. Is she going to fall into the ocean? No, she's just walking around. Still there. Okay. Trying to see if anything happens with the house. Okay, putting in the doll in the ocean. Wonder if her doing that does anything to any of the other characters. Okay. Okay. Now it's getting interesting. See, she's still off by herself. Definitely something weird about that one. These three are talking. This lady is giving her the death stare. Like she doesn't even have a face. I can already tell she's evil. And yes, I did pre-read this, so maybe that's true. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I was gonna say this is the one I remember, and I did remember that one of them was always off by themselves, and that must be this character. Um, this lady I don't remember at all. So this thing with the doll is kind of interesting. She's coming closer. They're still talking, so they're distracted. This girl's coming. She has a doll. Grace is still over here. So now they're talking to each other. Get a new burger. He's now eating the burger. Okay, so Pat, right, intercepted here. Now both looking out. Some of them are taller than others. So Amber looks very small. Pat looks a little bit taller. I assume that Holland or whoever is still pretty pretty young as well. Okay, you can zoom in on stuff that happens. Interesting. I would be interesting if she makes the burger for her. Yeah, that doll. That doll's got a bit. That's a Chekhov's gun if I ever seen one. It doesn't look like them. Looks like something completely different, and that could just be like, oh, it's a plush animal, or that could be like this is a different character. Yeah, what do we got here? It's buggy and just weird. My ma hates TV, but she tells me to put on the virtual people. I put on 3D Workers Island on the projector. She squints quietly in her recliner for hours. Peace for me. Oh, that damn bitch mom. Okay, webmaster. So this is Singer. This is the character we met earlier. He's the technical side, the technical brains of the website. I like to keep it running in an alcove of my house and check up on it as I'm passing through. I saw Joe take a remote controlled helicopter out of the house and fly it around. I've never seen that before. Pilar, this is the administrator. Whoa, hold on a minute. His avatar is the picture we just saw in the previous one. So we're experiencing this from we've got to be experiencing this from the perspective of Pat Lawler, which means that these are out of chronological order. That when he boots up, because it looks like at the beginning, it looked like we're on the website and we're like downloading stuff, right? But it could be that there's one thing Pat Lawler in the future, way after all this was said and done, and then Pat Lawler going back, having flashbacks to when he first installed the software, or this could just be a common occurrence that happens in the game a lot. I don't know. So specifically, apparently he likes Amber, Pat. Oh, obviously he likes Pat and Holland, but the other one's cropped out. Whose name I already forgot. Grace. Grace is cropped out. Okay, keep that in mind. Write that down. I see plenty of activity on the island. I do feel a tinge of annoyance when I see a character like Amber sitting around. I want to tell her, "Hey, you're young, do something." But that's Amber. That's not. It's not Grace, right? It's so fucked up. I love this screensaver. It's so fucked up. So funny. Is that a KitchenAid? What the fuck is that? So here's Grace again. I looked for a second. It looked like she was looking at Joe, but I think she's looking down right here. There's something on the ground here that wasn't there before. I don't think. Okay. 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 Is he dancing? Huh. Okay, here comes Rebecca. They're talking to each other again. They must be best friends. Winner, click here. Awesome. Screen shapes. Oh, so this is a different. This must be the aggregate website. Yes, it is. 3D Screensavers Palace. Once again, I wonder if these ones are real. Okay. 3D Workers Island. Oh, fuck. I wish I was paying attention to the dates. The date for this one's going to be really important. 70 downloads, 11 megabytes. Oh, fuck. Use this one as a reference. So January the 6th, 1999, 11 megabytes, 70 downloads. The operating system is probably still going to be Windows. Okay. It's smaller, more downloads, and released 2 years ago. No image available, an island of people walking around in it. It's crazy. Okay. Back to people observing. Gotta watch out for any like whack Illuminati shit that happens. And yes, there is. Oh, by the way, I mean, I know we're how long? 17 minutes into this. There is no sound throughout this entire thing, so I'm not muted. Fortunately, it is just complete quiet. I guess I should have elaborated on that at the very beginning. It is meant to be silent. Although I don't know, I could throw on like the Lego Island OST, and it would probably be pretty fitting for this. Okay, let's see if she goes behind the house. Okay. She does. What the hell is behind that house? Oh, it ends right there. Okay, that's interesting. So here's an explanation of what this does. Just not words. Worker simulation. How advanced this AI is seems to be an ambiguous and controversial question to the community. Oh, whatever is happening under the hood, it is taxing the NPC. So not a lot of it doesn't require a lot of storage, but it requires a lot of compute. Okay. But it can make do with just about any system that is capable of displaying 3D graphics. So I wonder if the level of simulation changes depending on how powerful the computer is. Since retiring last November. Oh, I should have fucking. What's that? When did it came? It came out in '97, but I didn't see. Oh, whatever. This is like the original Idol game, though, when you think about it. It's like the original Tamagotchis. You'll notice That the island is quiet. Oh, this got meta. 3D Workers Island, sorry, 3D Whisker does not play audio, unlike what you may find in the After Dark products and similar entertainment-based programs, but very much in line with the default package of screensavers in the Windows operating system, such as 3D Maze. Oh, okay. There's a sense of ghostly transience. Okay. Grace has not been seen for a while. Amber, this is Amber and Holland. Are they gossiping? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from these. Like they were talking to each other about something, and now she's going to the house to do what? Huh. Interesting. And she just stayed there. She didn't do anything. So listing contracts. Here are the photos. That's adorable. Model of the island. So he made the island. But interesting pattern I'm noticing here. This is for my son's island project for first grade. I admit, he mostly played Pajama Sam while Mom and I built the island. Now, at a surface level, that's like, oh yeah, how many times have we experienced like having a science project or whatever, and like you don't do anything, but your parents do all the work for you. Surface level, that makes sense. But I'm noticing a pattern. The owner of the website is retired. The person who runs the website, the webmaster, is employed as presumably a programmer. There are other mentions of older people, like the mom from before, who just watches it on the projector all day. Whatever this is, also nice frog profile picture. Whatever this is, it seems to only affect older people. And I wonder if the people complaining about this is boring are like younger people. That would also be interesting. I'm not even paying attention to these dates. I don't even care. Glad your son's school is teaching him about islands. Your living room is disgusting. Chris, I like to see your living room, you fucker. You only joined for 3 days just to troll. Take it from a fellow parent. Huh. Interesting. I want to go to personal homepage. I'm sure we'll go there at some point. Damn, I'm not going crazy. My son doesn't like 3D Workers Island one bit. It scares him and he makes it turn off. There is a difference between how kids are perceiving this app and how adults are perceiving this app. Screensaver. I'm sorry. I used Gen Z 6, 7, whatever. Kids are afraid of everything. My wife and I. Where's the table the page master to watch? I'm assuming this is a real movie. I'd probably be afraid too. Johnson Systems. Write that down. It's always adults. Interesting. Egg carton. Damn, they got Instacart in this universe? There's Amber. So, another thing that's interesting of Amber is that at the very beginning, the guy was like, oh, Amber keeps getting glitched. Amber stuck her face in a tree. Seems like she might have some strange properties. That's Holland. No, that's Pat. That was the same person they were talking to before, right? That's the teal from Pat's clothes. Oh yeah, they're just gonna show her. Okay, I see. They're gossiping again. They're whispering about something. What are these bitches talking about? Let me in. Good kid. Banned user. I installed 3D Workers Island on my school's computers. But how old is he? Let's see. Sounds like he's in high school, though. So maybe this theory is not true. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Look. He doesn't care. My computer lab teacher was in their upgrade office and I showed him 3D Workers Island and explained it to him. He was enchanted by it. So I don't think he's got the mind virus. I think it was the teacher who got the mind virus. Well, he said, okay, it was a powerful experience. But I wonder how much he means it versus how much the teacher means it. Maybe I'm going crazy with this one. Yeah, see, 14-year-old. Huh. What were you in detention for? Okay, I'll bite. Tell me about Kutila Kune. Kutila Kune? In white people terms? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Kutila Kune, skin disease with 4 stages. Redness and sensitivity, holes or gaps of varying sizes. Skin islands? Widespread loss of epidermis. On 10. Screaming and hair pulling and despair. Where are we going with this? I'm trying to see if I can predict where we're going with this before I... Because it's definitely relevant. There's a bike behind there. I always check behind the house first every time I go on these. So the doll is now standing up. Oh, no, that's not a bike. That's Amber. Okay. I think she's the evil bitch. She's the one, guys. This is a child. Maybe it's like a little Nicky scenario. I don't know. Sorry, not little Nicky. What's not the Adam Sandler movie. The video game where it's like Lucifer, but he's a kid. The really shitty one. Okay. So she's always with this doll. Okay. Who's your favorite character? Amber. Nah, she's evil. The character everybody is enamored by, they're evil. 100%. You can't fool me. We've not seen Grace for a while. Can't help but notice that one also. No question, Amber. Oh, she's so evil. She's so unbelievably evil. JK, it's Amber. Fuck everyone else. It's mind virus shit, man. I'm telling you. I know we're not supposed to talk about those topics here. I'm not going to pretend my favorite character is Holland or Grace. Grace! Or somebody else, just so things can stay clean on this forum. Can somebody fill me in on the joke here? What's wrong with the Amber characters? This is like a teenage guy. I'm telling you, it's something about the ages. Something about the ages. These are old people. They got brain rotted, mind virus, brainwashed, infected by the Amber Lady. But the kids, for whatever reason, don't get it as much. I bet that's one of them. Amber would be a good choice and may have been mine, but I'm put off by her lazy tendencies. That's the second time he's complained about the laziness of Amber. Naturally, I would choose Pat because by coincidence, we share a same name. and I believe the two children are hers. Another coincidence, as I also have two daughters. Write that down. I'm dead serious about that one. Write that one down. He made it. He had amnesia and he forgot that he made the app. I don't think that's what it is, but there's definitely something there. I can also not fill. Oh, so that's interesting. So he's not infected by whatever this is. But I don't know because if he's the admin, he's either going to be the good character, the protagonist, which I already kind of hinted maybe what's happening, um, or he could be the main baddie in some scenario. Well, obviously Amber's the main villain, but so there's Grace again. Grace is back. I just so zoomed out. That's Amber and Holland. So the two kids are her. I believe the two kids are hers. So Pat, Amber, Holland are all in cahoots with each other, for sure. Then who are the other characters? Joe and Rebecca. I think that's it. It's just Amber and Grace. I don't like this. It's just Amber and Grace. Wait, now she's at the Okay. What is she doing? Is she crying? Or is she looking for something in the water? Computer philosophy 1 Windows. This is from geocities.com/computer. This is a brand new website as far as we can tell. Unless it was mentioned in the forums before. And you're the one who looks in them. Because you never know what you'll see in them. Falling into S. When we find out that reality is the thing we look into, this is gotta be thematic for the main story. I can't. My brain's not working well enough for me to figure it out. Hmm. Okay. They're coming out of the TV like Mario. Or did they get trapped inside the computer or forced to be on 3 million people's screensavers at once? Island. Oh, interesting. Messages. So who are these people? Edward sucks heroes. So we're Edward sucks heroes then? I guess. So I was with my cousin. Okay, here we go. So I was with my cousin last week for Thanksgiving. So we started. At one moment, I thought I might change the subject, so I started talking about 3D Workers Island, the purpose of nothing. Turns out he knew about it, which caught me off guard. He carried on with the same tone as when he was talking about torture killers, but now talking about 3D Workers Island. He went on about the girl in the pink shirt and gave me this long list of ominous things to pay attention to. I told you that bitch is evil. I knew it. I knew it from the start. Oh, he's one of the Amber shits. Based. Those people basically took down that old Discovery Pages website a couple of years ago. So, time skip. This is a time skip. I wonder if they were mad at him because he said that she was annoying. So that guy wasn't infected then, maybe? Huh. till 2 a.m. on the slowest, crappiest computer in the world. He watched it until suddenly the computer froze. But he told me it wasn't really frozen. That actually 3D Workers Island does that on purpose in order to hide things that are happening. I don't know. Child pornography. Sorry, I just my brain goes to you give me some sort of mystery. My brain goes to the absolute craziest possible. He was making things up on the spot, but I think they still meant something to him. Okay, so now we're back to when the website was still around. I keep hearing certain implications about the screensaver that I don't want to repeat here. Turn back now. Don't go any further. Stop. I think he's one of the Amber shitheads. We don't have to listen to him. Do not become another one of us fans, another Amber shithead. Unless maybe Amber is a good character. Hold on. But they never. Well. Hmm. I know. I really. I know. I pre-watched this. But it was a year ago. I do know Grace and Amber are at the center of the story. I don't know in what way, and I do believe that the site admin is related somehow. But I want to be a normal person again. Please, God, let me forget. I can send them to your email. Just let me know. I'm no coward. Here's the link. P. Lawler note link removed. Go ahead and enjoy. So maybe P. Lawler is the bad guy. Maybe Amber is the good guy? Oh, I don't know. Somebody's a villain. Somebody needs to get shot right now, and I don't know who needs to get shot. Interesting. Wait. Are Joe and Grace tying to each other? Okay, here's the Holland. No. Pat. No, Holland. Okay. I don't know if they're tying to each other. Maybe he's just like standing because he looks like he's looking that way. Okay. A little creepy. Censored out. Inside 3D Workers Island. Censored out link. I should have tried going to the fucking links of these. Damn it. I should have tried. Now that this is censored, I'm like, what if you tried going to the link? Fuck. It's probably a crypto scam. Whatever. I'll try it. The next time I see it, I'll try it. Where's he going with this story? Hmm. So it's an analogy for the story. I wonder if that other person had a. Oh no, that was a cousin, not a brother. Okay. Naturally, you wonder what they must be doing inside that house. That's when things start to go wrong, when you start to wonder that. This is your chance to stop. Oh, it's child rape for sure. I'm just locking it. Just like terrorism. I don't know. It's one of those things. How much? Okay, child abuse, etc., etc. Is called when yeah this one maintained by Pat Lawler. He's gotta be. Oh, her website. It's gotta be a euphemism. It's gotta be something about it. Is a direct analogy of real life. Pat Lawler doesn't see what we see, or chooses not to. Probably chooses. Violent abuse and torture. Child. Sorry. I've considered a different kind of resource. Okay. So house. Pay attention to what goes on inside the house. So, interestingly, we now see Amber, Joe, Holland. So who is inside the house? Rebecca, Grace, Pat. Is there 6 of them? Wait. Is there another one? No, there's 5 of them. Wait, no, there's 6 of them. No, I listed out 6 when I said that, and I thought it was 5. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Okay. So what's going on inside the house? They're all just waiting out here, doing nothing. They're worried. They're concerned about whatever's going on in there. It is nothing but a collection of perverted, creative writing props. Just like to play games, okay. So he was saying, like, don't use this site for tall tales. This must have been what he was talking about. Oh. 3D. Sorry, I just saw the link and then I remembered. Okay. 3D. And the guy who agrees with him is just the other admin. 3D whisker. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna risk it. Don't look at my porn, my tabs. Looks like it's gonna be a dead link. Oh, it just goes back. It just goes back to this. Okay. Members.aol.com. I don't know if all these are gonna be. I don't know if any of these are gonna be worth checking. Shut up, Pat. He didn't get banned though. Interesting. I would have known such things. Long before I began seeing the violent shit, I saw the way Amber was treated by the other Islanders. You just point at the bleeding children and laugh. So it's the other way around. Amber is the one being up. But then what about Grace? Why is Grace always looking off? Unless Grace is the evil one? My God. What the hell? But then if this is an analogy for real life, Pat Lawler. I heard your mans. I heard they caught your mans. Your mans was a pedophile. Wait, okay, now I'm losing it. They're focusing on Amber, but Grace was always the one that we saw not talking to anybody, right? Or did Amber also never talk to anybody? But Grace was always off on the side. So the Amber heads, maybe the Amber heads were in the right. That's your falseness. False. But she's lazy. She's abusing her kids, and it's coming into 3D Workers Island. It's got to be, and she made the app. I don't know how that works, but it's got to be because she's like, I don't really like Amber because she's lazy, which is obviously a subtle, like, oh, my least favorite kid. I think there's something going deeper here. People have a strange amount of concern not a strange amount of obsession, not a strange amount of violent thoughts towards it, a strange amount of concern. Very interesting. Others I don't know. They're all low quality JPEGs. Some are obviously straight out of Photoshop. Okay. Walking into the door. Or walking into the wall. This is Holland. Amber's not there. Grace isn't there. And another interesting thing to think about is what's going on when you if the game is all silent, what are they hearing, right? Which is probably why they dropped that thread earlier. Is what can they hear that we can't? That might be another interesting topic of conversation. So this is the inside website. Hidden messages, photographs, screams, whispers, glitches, oddities, real life, just for fun. Okay. Submitting assignment. Okay. I've seen many emails about this Sam Ferraro business. There's not much contention in whether the screenshot of Amber's rare black shirt is real. There's a lot of disagreement on whether the picture on her shirt is really of Sam Ferraro. It doesn't match any known publicly released images of him. Who the fuck is Sam Ferraro? I've removed a user submitted photo from PJR Pin at the request of its original owner. Who the fuck is? Isn't that the guy who made 9/11 in Roblox? Or is that a different guy? Added a link to Grace's guilt. Oh. Grace is the one that's always missing onto the side. But the reality will haunt her conscience forever. Interesting. So she's the original child rapist, and then I don't think so though. I think she's off because she's also like off to the side and stuff. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Worker degeneration. Oh, that must be related to the girl walking to the wall. Strange faces. No sounds, no faces. Wrong on both accounts. My is in the hospital right now. Huh. I don't know if that ties into anything we've already seen. Worker degeneration. Amber's out by herself. Doesn't seem to be anything behind the house. Who's in the house? No, there's Pat, right? So Pat's the evil one. Joe, Grace, and Holland are inside the house. Yeah, this must be the worker degeneration stuff. Oh, they are fucking. Yep. Fucking right in front of the kid? My god, what are you doing? What the hell? This is just lewd, if anything. The PJR pin. Oh, I see. PJR pin is one of the first popular sightings. Pat, Joe, and Rebecca. Oh, they approach Amber in the following direction. Have we seen this before? I believe we have. We did see this earlier, right? Because when I was paying attention to all those characters at the very beginning during the barbecue, we had Grace off to the side. We had Holland at the ocean, and then what appeared as if Joe, Pat, and Rebecca were all talking to each other. I wonder if it was this. Oh, this is a very. I don't think we fit this requirement. But they prevent her from moving. But though we just saw two characters uncan collide into each other. No clip. Huh. Why is the PJR pin significant? According to the stories, it triggers the following sequence of events. Oh, interesting. All four characters disappear instantaneously. The world is replaced by darkness. A photograph of a child in clothes that resemble Amber's pink stripes. It's the real kid. It's a real kid who's actually the daughter of Pat Lahr. Interesting. 3D Whisker doesn't officially play audio, but many stories report sounds. They describe very loud or very quiet sounds like screams or whispers, with little in between. Photographs often heavy preoccupation with the real world, real human bodies, from living and healthy to mangled or emaciated or dead. Huh. Very Sardian, almost. Um. Wait, I'm sorry. Where am I? Where am I? Where do we leave off? Oh, okay. We left off here. Okay. There's also different photos of the same girl at varying levels of injury. Perhaps dependent on the context of the simulation, as Amber's plan has been shown to progress in severity over time. Who is the girl in the picture? This is G Key, by the way. Who's going to be another important character? I just believe it for 100%. And we have a legitimate screenshot. We have little to go on. I had quite a fright. He writes. I never. Okay, I need a pee. I don't know how I'm going to handle this for a recording. I'm just gonna get up and pee. I don't even care. I'll be back in a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you caught up in reading all that stuff because now I have to read it. Okay, I'm never running it overnight ever again. It's gonna be a real loud, yep, screamer. Their sound, motherfucker, so true. Kyle, look at something interesting. Shaking for a good hour afterwards. Dim shape of a human realistically proportioned dressed in pink and light. For real this time. Oh, shit. I just assumed we were going to read the rest of that. Tasteless display of probably gore. If I had to guess. Child abuse, child rape, even. For a chance. Okay, so here we have. And another thing I always notice is that Grace is always holding her head down. They have it. They have a computer. I'm noticing a bunch of interesting things. They have a computer. Also, who's in the house right now? Just Amber and Pat. Very interesting. They're all sitting there discussing, oh fuck, what's going on in that house? Okay, Holland just fucking died, apparently. So Grace, this is the first time we've seen Grace actually what appears to be in a conversation with a bunch of people. Then they turn over to Holland, who's freaking out. Now she's back. Good job. Huh. Very interesting. If I have someone in the room with me, they don't happen. Hasn't seen any of these things. She doesn't want to admit it. Getting dangerous in here. Oh, maybe that's why he never got banned. Good kid, banned user. Shit. Pat Laura is a criminal. I have a family who used to live down the street from her. Nobody in their right mind would trust Pat Laura. Pat Laura shouldn't be allowed to run 3D Island website. She should be in prison. Anyone who wants details, feel free to message me. I'm good kid 85, and that's why they got banned. So it's true. She did murder her own kid. It's interesting. She said she had 2 kids in the present tense. Clearly, that's not true. And he's banned. That's fast. But then why aren't these messages getting deleted, huh? Interesting. So there's Pat. She's on the computer. Pat is on the computer. Is that how she's accessing the website? Anybody notice that Pat Lawler doesn't post on the 3D Workers Island website when she's out, when the fake Pat is outside on the quote unquote fake Pat is outside on the island? I thought that was kind of interesting. She always reads it the second that it comes out. Going on in the red house. Well, she's the evil one, right? Okay, now she looks okay. People start posting. Start posting dicks on the 3D Island Workers website. Play on an island. Sorry, now it's starting to get interesting. It just appeared one day. Did it self-manifest? But no, that can't be. Or maybe it is. Because obviously she had to be real at some point. Or if this is just her digital twin. I guess we don't know. What's going on behind the house? What the hell is this? Okay. Are you going to scream or gore, jump scare me with this? Huh. That was the real world. Interesting. Star World. Flip. Red House. Okay, write that one down. Worker degeneration. Yeah, we've seen this already, I was going to say. It wasn't invented by the authors. Since the only documented... Oh my god, that's true. The only documented cases... Wait, no, that's not true. The only documented cases of worker degeneration are tied to one character, that being Amber. That is true and not true. We have not seen Amber degrade, but we have only seen one character degrade. We've only seen it happen to Holland. The Holland character. It's only happened to her. So who the fuck is lying? Maybe Amber is the evil one still? Oh, who the fuck is telling the truth here? If you've seen Red Amber, you've seen worker degeneration. Oh, well, there's that. Yes, the red ball is Amber. But then we've seen other. Oh, maybe that's more of like a glitch or an oddity. Maybe. But that's weird that it's only been Holland, and it has shown us twice before. Has been interpreted as representing dehydration, malnutrition, and mutilation. It's crawling around until pop. She's just a ball that everybody ignores. Am I still recording? Okay. I'm just checking. It's been a while. I've been engrossed by this. Huh. It seems like meta, but then he says he does actually address it. If that wasn't addressed, that would be like super meta. Grace. Grace is the most interesting character. Grace is a hard nut to crack. We need to view the Grace guilt page because something's going on with that. She's a weird one. Oh, what the hell is this? Okay. Am I going to be child once again? Am I going to be child gore jump scared? Oh, what the fuck? So what does this resemble? This resembles the child rape. No, recession of the islands. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's all 6 of them. Yep. Oh my god, those weren't apples. Those weren't apples. Who was holding the cart? It was Pat, right? Who was holding the cart? Pat had the cart with the apples in, with the apples that we now know are hell pain cube spheres. She had the cart. She was a murderer. She killed her daughter. Easy. Now they're all gone. Bye bye. That's it. That's the end. Nothing else. I actually don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not true. Ow. 3D Workers Island, a thing by Tommy Domenico. That's it. That actually is the end. Okay. I like how vague Grace's guilt. Oh, we're never gonna know. I like how sort of vague that was. Definitely something happening with it either being an analogy for real life or yeah, because obviously the only thing I can establish as fact is that Pat Lawler abused her child, probably named Amber, to the point where she died, but for some reason either got away with. Well, here's what I think is interesting. I don't think she got away with it. I don't think she got away with child murder. I think she's in the machine. I think she was in the machine and then she became in the machine. Because that explains the window into reality theme that we kept seeing here. How would be interesting to know. I wonder if Grace is just a red herring. I wonder if it's just like, man, I'm just gonna write a bunch of weird shit about Grace but never mention it. I was wondering if there's a because if Holland, Pat, was Singer named Joe? Oh, now you got me fucked up. So Pat, Holland, and Amber are established, but then there's another family, right? Presumably, like Joe, Rebecca, and Grace must be a family. What in the real text, the forums, the chat messages, did we see anything that was like besides that one message that was like, "Oh, I had family that lived there." Yeah, and that one example story it was like a father and two sons, right? Or was it two daughters? I guess that could be Rebecca and Grace. Interesting. Interesting stuff, but I've yapped on a little bit too long here, so I'm going to call it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.